Two, one.
Hey, welcome everybody to the Carmel Clay Public Library Board of Trustees meeting, April 27, 2026. It is 5:33. I call this meeting to order. Welcome everybody. So we have an agenda. A motion for the agenda, to approve the agenda for today. Okay, one from Rosie Falk, second from Stephanie Kim. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Agenda has passed. We have the consent agenda now, which includes last month's minutes for trustee meeting, the claims and warrants from last month's financial report and last month's bills list. There were some personnel changes in there, and then we had the 2025 annual report.
Move approval of the consent agenda.
Okay, we have first from Ann Poindexter, second from Casey Wilson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So no items were removed from the consent agenda. We can move over to the director's report. Any comments that you want to make on the director's report, Bob? I think so.
Move to accept the director's report.
Second.
Okay, we have a first from Ann Poindexter, second from John Williams. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Trustee liaison reports. Anything there? Let's see, none. Staff reports. All's good with the staff? All right, like that. Renovation update. Bob, you want to give us a update on the renovation OBR?
Yeah, so we're not quite finished with the branch project, but we are getting there. Last I reported, we had a final session of configuration with a lot of the players, somebody from Train, somebody from Automated Logic, or engineers. Everybody was there. There was a lot of configuring. It looked like it worked, but we've had a lot of temperature variations. It hasn't worked as well as I would have liked. I got everybody back together. We have identified some more configuration issues and equipment issues that need to be fixed, but it's not necessarily unusual. I think there was a lot of people touching a lot of different pieces of equipment. But at least our engineers, they're at the table with us. We haven't had any disagreement. They see it the same way we see it. We think we have a fix in. So next month, I'm going to be able to give you, more of a report on how that configuration is going. I was talking to Rosie before the meeting. That's the most worrisome thing, but I'm not so worried where I feel like we can get this under control. This is somewhat normal, and this is not a repeat of the Skillman experience because they're still at the table with us and we're moving in the same direction. So let's see what we can do. The desk issue, on the one hand, I felt compelled to reject it because it's a new desk and it gets scratched and scuffed, and is that the quality that we want? But been in there, and the black countertop looks really good in the space. There's a lot of black trim work all over, and it looks good. You can't see the scratches until you come up closer to it, but I've been in the branch and they have so much material, so many things they put on this desk. Even I didn't really notice that much. I'm going to circle back to it. I'm not saying I'm done with it, but another thing that has been suggested to me that I want to explore the idea of is maybe get a different company in, buff it back down to a really nice state again, and talk to them about care, maintenance, what they think of the quality, and kind of go from there. But it's not a terrible problem. And I think the fact that we chose the color black, everyone has pointed out to me, that shows every scratch, scuff, smudge, much more than any other thing you could have picked. That a lot of people don't pick black because it is harder, to make it appear nice and all of that. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not really bothering me. If you have a chance and you're in the area, drop by the branch and just take a look around, see how the air feels, see what you think of that desk countertop. I'll have another report on that next month as well.
Wait, sorry, is the test countertop just a new piece? The same, but then
New
it's the
piece.
same, but new.
It's new. It's not the same. We got rid of the old desk. This is a brand new desk. This was a mill desk, so we created this for the space. And part of the reason.
So not the same top that was already bought.
Same
Yeah,
This
this
is the
this
same
is
one.
the same top.
This is
It's
the
already
one
been
they
buffed once,
refinished.
yes.
So I thought we
What
talked
was that?
about replacing the product. It's
Still
right.
are talking about that.
What's the problem with that?
Well, we haven't gone, I'm not all the way through that process, so I'm not closing the door on that possibility. That still could be what we do. But then we're faced with the choice, if we do that, we should go with a different color other than black. And then I have a concern, is that really gonna look as good in a way?
Why do we have to go with a different color than black? I mean, I remember what that product is. I've been in plenty of homes that have that product that have it in black. I don't
Soft.
buy this argument that you can't have black because it shows all the smudges or all of the scratches. They need to give us the product that we paid for that looks good, in my opinion, and remember, I'm cranky Ann. So they need to give us the product that we paid for that looks good, that was selected in black because of the other trim in the black.
Right. This has been my question all along, and I've been asking that, is this normal or is this a bad representation of this product? And I've had every answer in between in response, but that's where I think it's kind of attractive to get a third party who hasn't had anything to do with this to assess it for us.
But I don't want them to assess it and buff it, and at this point in time, it's been buffed, it's been refinished, it's been. New top, please.
Or they're
Defective
like
product.
black with speckles or something, like hide it a little more than just like a solid.
Maybe a black with speckles could be a good, oh, we would want to look at options that maybe something like that. We could keep the aesthetics and something that a little better at masking it if we get to that point.
Is there something that won't scratch? Is these?
Well, our options are limited on material, so we didn't have the option of some of the material of our desks in this building because, and they love this and it's very functional, but the desk is motorized and it can raise and
So
lower.
there's a weight version.
Yeah.
Can't use.
And
some
so
of the
that there's a
technical
weight
or-
limit on that. So some of our countertops here are too heavy.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah,
I feel like they told us that they felt it was a defective piece. That
They
it
thought
was,
it should be
yeah,
not.
that it shouldn't have scratched.
I mean, that's
And
kind,
he
that was
brought a small piece in, what's his name?
Greg.
Had a small piece in and rubbed his key all over it. He did it out in the hall with me and it didn't scratch.
Yeah,
I know your people in the branch aren't taking their sharp keys and scratching it,
yeah.
which makes me believe.
It's defective.
So we should
That
pursue,
material.
so we all agree we should pursue getting a new top.
Yes.
That doesn't scratch.
It does.
And there is, I think if I remember this product correctly, there is a limitation to how many times it can be buffed.
Or was it that it could be buffed like annually? I can't remember on that aspect for the material.
But it was buffed and then it scratched immediately.
and-
Right.
Yeah.
Want a new countertop.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just going for a
Well, my
weekly,
countertop.
just a
Weekly,
weekly.
that's right, weekly maintenance.
Hey, Wednesday shut the library. On Monday, so we can buff the desk.
And soon the desk starts like this, it'll be like.
I don't disagree with any of this, just so you know, it's the replacing that is.
No
that is-
downtime.
That's a set of logistics because of the way it was a desk created for the space. And because it has motorized sections, it'll have to be taken apart and,
So a
And
few,
put that
a
together
few
and-
screws.
Hmm.
A few screws.
I think we were saying, I think we should pursue that, Bob, pursue getting it replaced, and then we'll see what happens. See where the back goes.
Tell them their board wants a new desk tomorrow.
I'll do that.
You're gonna tell him tomorrow, we want the desk by then.
No. Particularly the cranky lawyer on your board wants the new desktop here
There's this
tomorrow.
cranky lawyer on the board and
Name is.
I can tell them that tomorrow. That's doable.
I was in there recently, I was telling Bob, I had a business meeting there and I, you know, looked at it, I didn't inspect it, but the staff just really loves the functionality. So I didn't know if this was a case of it's not that bad. Like you live with it and you're like, we've had to live without the library for 5 months. And even though the right course of action is what we're discussing, is it that we've lived with it and it's really not that bad? I agree with what everyone else is saying, that the right course of action is to get it
Yeah,
replaced.
put it in context, and I'm not disagreeing. I think I'm not sure. Meaning my inclination was not to accept it. I mean, I'm trying to make sure, just interrogate my own reasoning. But even if we do or don't, it is the case that as it is now, it looks way better than that old desk, which that entire old desk looked incredibly beat up for some reason. Well, it's just, I think it was beat up. It was
Because it was used
Yeah.
that
we
much
just
and it
not,
needed
and
to
the
be
self
replaced.
checks were there, so constantly had people. So it looked horrible. So it does look better now. At least that.
But we do have, I mean, our understanding is that that material should not scratch.
Like Ann said, it is the common material. You'll find it in residential houses. I'm told it's all over the Indianapolis airport. It's in all kinds of buildings in Carmel. And I don't think this is typical to see, for it to scratch this easily. You can look at it and it'll scratch because you looked at it.
The
So
sensitive.
pursue that angle,
Yeah.
replacement first,
It's,
before doing anything else.
Okay, will do.
Everybody agree? Who do you have to call for that? Who's the points person again?
I'm gonna work through our owner's rep, so I'll contact Phil and just let him know the thoughts of the board and the direction we want to go with this, and he'll get on it.
Great,
In
Any
all
other-
seriousness, forgive me,
yeah,
was that 2 meetings ago that they were here?
It was last one.
Was it last month?
Yeah.
It was so long.
yeah.
Okay, well then I'm disappointed we don't have an update from them. Seriously, I'm disappointed that we don't have an update from them. And you could tell them.
Okay, they'll be here for an update next month.
Have we paid them for everything, EJ? There's still
No.
more outstanding.
Yes, we still have a balance.
And we've let them know that we're not inclined to make final payments until we are happy, particularly with the air system.
Okay, good. Got the air system and then the desk. Are we over budget, under budget, right on target for that?
We're under budget at the moment.
Right,
Yeah,
but with the final billings and payments, will we still be under?
we'll still be on target, yeah.
Okay.
And we'll probably be under budget because there's some line items that we just didn't.
Okay, great, wonderful. Any other questions of renovation? Any old business? So we got a couple of new business. We have a new business, don't we?
no,
New business,
those policies are we're gonna discuss them.
yeah, there's the AI policy and the nominating.
We had the AI policy up for a discussion. I got hung up and I need to take this back to our staff leadership group. I'm not asking the board to approve it tonight, but we did just discuss it in Personnel and Policy Committee. But if any of the rest of you have thoughts on the AI policy, if you've had a chance to look at it, if you have any questions about it, this would be a good time. We'll hopefully bring a final version of it for next month for approval. So did anybody have anything else they wanted to add to it? Okay.
All right, nominating committee.
Let me just start by, it's that time of year again, and a certain someone's getting ready to roll off the board and will be leaving us. But I'm looking at the bylaws, and bylaws spells out that this is something we just approved it at the end of last year. I wish we would have addressed this because I can never do what it says to do because let me read this to you. Nominating committee shall be appointed by the president at the April meeting of the board. The committee shall include the current president, an immediate past two president, and the director. We don't have immediate past two presidents, and we rarely do. I mean, that's recent years, we've never had not even one immediate past president. So I think we could configure that better, and that should be worded in a way that with more guarantee that we can do what it spells out. But Ron and I are the ones from that group that are here. We've had some discussion. We will be prepared to bring a slate of officers, proposed officers to the board in May, which also is spelled out in our bylaws. It says we should do that in the annual meeting of the board, which is in May. So we will bring that next month as well. Yeah, Anne, and you can have it, either Anne, if you have suggestions on it, just a logical way we could amend that little.
Take a look at it and
Part,
propose
yeah.
some more language. I will do that.
Give a page number for page 2, organization, board of trustees, bylaws.
Yes,
3.2.
right.
Thank you.
You have replacement board member coming in. You have any applications for board members? How's that?
I need to circle back. I've had a few people express interest, but it is time that I need to have some conversations with Clay Township. Because they will make an appointment to replace Ronge. So if anybody thinks they have good candidates in mind, I'm trying to think through. At the very least, in case they ask me who we recommend, well, who do we recommend? So I have a few names I've gathered. I might send an email to everybody about that just to see what you think.
Okay, great. Any other new business? All right, meeting adjourned. It is 5